What's up, everybody? It's Q here for QnColb. We got a semi-packed show. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's not jam-packed. Like, I'm optimistic that we're gonna keep this thing under about 90 minutes today because we only got really 3 topics to talk about here. But let's get into it. Let's talk about the Cavs. It was not a good look. Now, it's one thing when you have a bad loss in sports in general. When you have that bad loss on national TV, it has an impact, right? I talked about this with somebody about the Browns, where it's like the reason Deshaun Watson's perception is like he had a bad season last year is because the only game that the people that actually got to see him was the Monday Night Football game, where he was legitimately awful in that game. Terrible. Like there's no buts about it. And then Nick Chubb got hurt. Like it wasn't a great look for the Browns. And then the next time you see the Browns on national TV, Joe Flacco throws for 342 yards. And you're like, oh, but if that Ravens game had been on Sunday Night Football, we would be talking about this thing very differently, right? Because that's where their impression is. And the Cavs' impression right now, before this game, was that they were not a serious team. And we all kind of knew it, right? Like we were all kind of happy that they were the 2 seed, but we all kind of knew this got a little bit of that Atlanta Hawks vibe. You know, that Al Horford, Jeff Teague. Hey, good for them. They might win 55, but nobody was like, oh man. Like, I feel like at this point last year, despite having a worse record and being in a worse spot in the East, people legitimately had more hope for the Cavs being a championship team than they do this year because they took the fattest loss in the first round. And every time they're on national TV, it seems as if they remind the country about that loss because they keep losing to the Knicks on national TV. Like bad. They beat the Knicks the one time it was on like MSG Network. Nobody saw it, right? But they keep taking these bad losses to the Knicks, and the Knicks are treating us like we treat the Bengals. Okay. And I'm not appreciating. Josh Hart plucked Donovan Mitchell's chain. And
we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that in a second.
Here's all I have to say. I said this during the playoff series last year. I say this now, and I'll continue to say. I said all offseason, Colb, you were here with me. When they did not start a fight after getting their ass whipped in game 4 or 5 of that series, I knew that there was a locker room issue. Because I'm sitting there like somebody got to do something. Like, hey man, check somebody hard, throw somebody into the wall. Like, start a scuffle. Like, you don't even got to fight today to start no fight in the NBA. You just got to point at somebody and call them a motherfucker. Like, nobody was doing any of that. Like, nobody called anybody no cuss words. Nobody put no finger in their face. Nothing. No, we just getting beaten. Like, all right, thank you. Like, what is this? Nah, man. Remember when Mitchell Robinson had like 4 rebounds in 1 set?
Mm-hmm.
That somebody got to elbow him. It cannot be that. There has to be a consequence, whether the rules allow it or not. I'm sorry. Bow. Give me the flagrant. It's worth it. He was about to get the rebound and dunk it anyways. Like, nah. That was an alarming issue with me. And look, people give JB credit for a lot of stuff, and I do think JB's a good coach. But man, JB, something his father would have understood, by the way, Bernie Bickerstaff. Hey, dog, you need to get a gangster in there. Okay. Like, hey, you need somebody that's willing to throw them balls.
I'm going to ask you a question right now, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm going to ask you a question right now, and I need you to be honest. I need you to be honest when I ask you this. I need you to answer honestly. Is Tristan Thompson actually very important for this basketball team?
Oh, hugely important. I said this shit all year. I said this shit all year. He's the only one that wants to fight.
I think he's important.
No, like I promise you, that game goes differently if Tristan's there, simply because they not gonna feel like they could just do this shit to you, right? Like this is just, oh yeah, this is Donovan and yeah, I'm gonna pluck his chain and nobody gonna do that. I bet Tristan was furious watching that at home, all that roid rage coming out of him, dog.
Bro, I'm a Lakers fan. I was furious when I saw that. I was like, bro, you gotta do something. Somebody gotta do something.
Josh Hart think he could do that to you. And look, man, it was something when Ben Simmons think he could punk you, right? Like Ben Simmons, the man who is known for being soft. Okay, like that dude, the dude who won't play a basketball game because the fans are fucking mean to him. That is the dude who thinks he could go to your house and fight you. Nah. Like we all look. I'm gonna take us all back to high school or grade school. We all have the one dude that we pointed out in our grade that we like. It's never gonna get to the point to where that dude think he could just talk to me anyways. Like I'll take some guff from Mr. 6'6" over here, but you, nah. I let you do this. I gotta let everybody do this. So I gotta fight on this. Like nah. Ben Simmons, when people see that, Ben Simmons can get in your chest. Ben Simmons, who has Ben Simmons fought?
Drawing a blank.
Yeah, maybe somebody in Australia. Like, I don't know.
No, actually.
Oh, no. Cat. He made Cat tap. And does that not illustrate my point? Like...
He had Cat in that sleeper hole, boy.
Yes. They're treating you like they treat Cat. It took an entire Anthony Edwards to get rid to just nullify the Cat effect. Don't they got Pat Bev?
Hey, they don't know. He on the.
Oh no, he big on. He big on.
They didn't even nullify that because Rudy got choked out.
No. Here's what happened. They nullified it when they got Anthony Edwards, right? And then they had Cat. But then they brought Rudy ass in there and just overwhelmed it. Like what they're trying us, dog. They are trying us. Like, nah, man, we need a dude who sits at his locker and looks at the wall and talks to himself in that locker room. Hey, man, they trying to try us? Like, they trying, man, they think we sweet out here. I ain't about to be, no, ain't gonna happen. Where's the dude that fought LeBron James? We need that man on the roster. We need somebody. Okay? Where is he at? I'm pretty sure he ain't got a job. Like, come on, let him play here. We need something because this is unacceptable. I get it. Donovan Mitchell is a nice dude. Darius Garland is a nice dude. Jarrett Allen, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life. Evan Mobley, don't bother nobody. That's cool. I'm not asking them to change or get out of character. I'm not asking Donovan Mitchell to hit Josh Hart with the two-piece. He's not built like that. That's not his life, right? But we do need somebody who will, at least make you think about it, right? Like, at least make you think, hey, man, I don't know if I want to do that. JR might give me a two-piece. He don't care about nothing. Like, something needs to have to people are Draymond had a quote, and I keep coming back to this quote, and it's just perfect. Hey, man, when you don't look like you hoop, people try shit on you they would never try on somebody that they think they can hoop. And right now, they trying shit on you, Cavs. Like, the Knicks are trying, and it's not going to be long till the rest of the league be like, oh, we could just do this to him? And they start doing you like this. It's already happened with Ben Simmons twice. Like, Ben Simmons looks at Jarrett Allen as the one dude he could punk in the NBA. We getting bullied by the dude that the rest of the league bullies. If Cat starts a fight with Jarrett Allen, I'm done. Bring back Tristan, make him the head coach. Okay? This is ridiculous. All right? This is ridiculous. Like, I know this is not a very basketball-oriented conversation. It's a very emotional conversation. I know that the basketball people might be upset with me for not having a true basketball conversation about this, but this shit ain't about basketball. The Cavs play excellent basketball. They're beautiful on X's and O's and defense and all that bullshit. They fine on that element. I mean, for the most part, for what they have, they're the 2 seed, dog. Like, they are so far above expectations right now from a basketball standpoint. But that ain't the issue we got with them.
It's part of the issue. It's part of the issue. But I hear what you're saying. It's a very curious thing. Because this isn't a thing that's popped up just with the Knicks. Even against the Bulls. And against that last game they had against the Bulls, there was a feeling of you can just physically overwhelm this basketball team. Andre Drummond had 26 rebounds in that game. Evan Mobley, to his credit, had 13. Jared Allen had 4. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. It feels like you can just push these dudes and bully these dudes. Like Josh Hart having 19 rebounds is just insane. It's insane.
Ain't the first time he's done that. Against the Cavs.
It's the first. He does it every game that he's played since he's been on the Knicks against the Cavs. He gets like double-digit rebounds. It's crazy. He's 6'4".
This is why I say, Cole, this is 100% about what they think about you. 1,000% about what they think about you. Look, they don't do this against everybody. They just do this to us. Like, that is the problem. They come into playing the Cavs with a different energy. And we all know what that energy is. When you really think you got somebody's number and you about to play them, you're like, oh, yeah, we got this. You extra confident. You trying jumpers. You ain't never fucking tried before. You out here going for rebounds just for the hell of it. Like, it is the fact that there is no deterrent. We out there letting them boys play rent-free. Like, just free of any kind of discomfort. And I'm telling you, just throw a little bit of discomfort in there. Start a fight. Make them on edge. Make them think that they might get fined if this thing go too far. Like, you can't change the fact that Jared Allen is skinny. You can't change the fact that Evan Mobley is skinny. And they're both too effective to not have on the floor. So what you can't, but you know what you can do? Get Tristan in there, throw an elbow or two. You know, JB got to have it in him. One dude got to be on the team, got to be able to do that. Preferably 2. You look at every good team in the NBA, they have somebody who fits that description, right? Like, even the Warriors, who people have deemed the softest dynasty ever, right? They had Mo Spates, okay? They had Draymond Green, who is clearly willing to fight. And they had, I cannot believe I'm blanking on his name, not David Lee. He used to play for the Pacers. No. Who's Bob?
David West.
Yes.
Ooh, David West.
They were ready. They were ready. Okay. Steve Kerr understood what maybe Mark Jackson did it. Need that element. Hey, you go down by 15 in the first quarter. You need somebody to spark the dogs up. And that's what Draymond's great for, right? Draymond's good to get in an argument, especially like in his prime. He's good to get in an argument, get a good set defensively so he gets pumped up and make a bullshit 3. And then all of a sudden the run starts, right? The momentum starts piling up on top of that because now we got energy. Who we got like that? Karis LeVert? Is Karis about to, is Karis, what about, is Sam Merrill? Sam Merrill about to throw them bows? That was about to happen?
Absolutely not.
No, we got a lot of like really nice guys. And you know what? I don't know if I could blame the Cavs for this. I don't know if I blame the AAU system for this, but it is clear to me that we don't have enough scrappers in the NBA and we need more scrappers. So if you're a young man out there above 6'4", 6'5", and you can hoop, start scrapping, start boxing. You know, we need them. There's a shortage in the NBA right now. You know, don't fight regular people on the street and go to jail. We don't need that. But box, okay? We need people who have reputations because this is ridiculous, man. How we got a whole team with no shooters? That's crazy to me. This is nuts. This is nuts. The man got his chain pulled and nobody, Is Donovan Mitchell Michael Crabtree? Like, does nobody actually like him? Like, is that what's going on? I feel like they like Donovan Mitchell. He be standing up for the team and shit. What? Why we not standing up for Donovan? Now, I get it. Y'all might have not seen it, but after the game where everybody knows there needs to be a post-game altercation where, hey, George Niang followed them to the locker room. We need something. We need something because this is ridiculous. All right? We are letting incredible amounts of things slide. Incredible amounts of things slide. I get it. In real life, pride don't matter this much, but this is basketball. This is sports. This shit does matter. You cannot let somebody pop your chain and just, all right, well, you know, he's just immature. Huh. Yeah, what's that guy going for? Nah, man. Nah. You need to steal his sneakers or some shit like that. You need to let there be known that there will be a consequence if you try this. What is to dissuade Josh Hart to doing this again?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
And where did this happen? This is the audacity of it. This happened in Cleveland. The audacity.
They had 8
he
players.
Ain't even at home.
8 players available. Their best player got hurt first possession. Still did that to you. Didn't even care.
Because it's like when we play the Bengals, we just got no respect for them institutionally. Like on a fundamental level, we got no respect for them. Oh, yeah, they got Joe Burrow. Okay, yeah, they still will lose to us by 20. Like, no, this like the Steelers used to do us. Mm-hmm. Just no respect for us. Remember that game? I was talking about this with some of my friends in college because they're Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Remember that? This is the game that showed me the fact that the Steelers just don't respect us and they like not respected us. Remember when Landry Jones started the game and the Browns weren't even winning? He got hurt and Big Ben came back in for whatever fucking reason. Big Ben came back in and then they beat us by 25 and AB flipped front forwards into the end zone while being like 5 yards away. Fundamental lack of respect for your organization was showed there, right? Like that man does not respect you or the uniform you wear as a man. And that is what Josh Hart and the New York Knicks, they just don't respect you. And this is beyond disrespect, right? You know, this is not just trash talking. This is they don't even respect you. Like they not going to spit on you because they don't even respect you enough to do it. Like they don't even respect you enough to fight you because they know you're not going to do nothing. Dog, this is ridiculous.
He went up there to Donovan Mitchell.
The best player on the team.
In front of the entire CAVS bench in Cleveland, Ohio. On a nationally televised game. And just started pulling his chain, playing with his chain. Walk back, ain't do it. Tap Donovan on the chest too. Walk back, ain't nothing happened. Nothing happened.
The best player on the team.
Bro, they're friends, and I get it. They're friends in real life. Dog, you can't let that shit happen to you. I'm sorry. There's a level of
you
pride.
Can't even let somebody get that close. Could you imagine somebody trying to get that close to LeBron?
Man, what?
Like,
hey, dudes tried to do that to LeBron when he was in Cleveland. It was like 5 different players in front of anybody who tried it.
But what did Bron understand? Bron always kept the shooters on the bench, right? Hey, I'm coming to Cleveland. Guess who coming with me? James Jones. Okay. My homie. Guess who else coming with? Guess who I'm excited to play with? Anderson Varejao. Hey, Tristan. Nice to meet you, right? Tristan's personality wasn't that of a scrapper his first 4 years in the NBA. It was till he met LeBron James till that became his reputation, right? We wasn't fighting nobody in 2014. He was hustling, getting rebounds, and now he's known as a scrapper. They got no shooters, okay? They got shooters, but they got no shooters, okay? They got nobody to call. They got nothing in the trunk. They ain't got nothing. The pedestrians. This is ridiculous, okay? This is ridiculous.
Team full of civilians. Just a
team full of bystanders and eyewitnesses and victims. That's all we got on the team, man. We ain't got one perpetrator, man. Like one. We ain't got one. Everybody on the wrong side of the police report. Wait, everybody reporting shit. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? What are we doing? The shit go down. We filling out paperwork. That's what we doing.
We got that but victims on the team.
Yeah. It's all we got.
Man.
It's crazy, right? Like, seriously, that happens to Giannis. We will hear about somebody trying to get into the other team's locker room.
Bobby Portis,
get in there.
Bobby Portis not letting that happen.
Oh, that's why he on the team. He understand what his role is. Bobby Portis in there to start some shit, make some jumpers in the third quarter of a random fucking playoff game, and get the crowd to chant Bobby. Okay, that's it. And he does it well. We need somebody like that. That's why we was all begging for Lamar Stevens to be a thing, because we felt like he might be able to provide that sort of service for the Cavaliers. We know what we don't got. It's that. Like, obviously, we need a wing, all this other shit. Yeah. But to avoid disasters like that, you probably need somebody else other than Tristan Thompson, because look, Tristan ain't gonna be here that long. He's old, which is crazy to say, but Tristan's old now. Like, he's not gonna be on the team forever. So who's going, like, Tristan Thompson might not be on the team next year. This gonna happen again? This gonna happen again. Who's gonna be the dude? Who gonna be the dude? Who gonna be the dude? Who gonna be the dude? Georges Niang? It's a lot of he not look, Georges Niang will get into a fight, but he not missed to start the fight. So what? Who the dude? Who's the dude? We need the dude. That's it. Hey man, when Lamar Stevens was telling us how he was calling Donovan Mitchell soft in practice, and that was just flying from a dude in the D League, and how it was seen as leadership, should have told us everything we need to know about that locker room, dog.
First of all, you called it the D League. It ain't been the D League in so long.
G League, whatever it is. The brother wasn't guaranteed to have a spot, but he felt comfortable enough to be like, hey man, you playing soft right now to Donovan Mitchell. Because he was filling a void that clearly nobody was even close to filling. That is a problem. Like, I don't know how anybody looks at this roster and doesn't think that that's not a problem. Like that, he touched your best player's chain. Okay. I don't care what the excuse is. I don't care if they friends or not. Nah, you can't let that optic happen. Somebody needs to walk over there. And, you know, sometimes you see the players do this shit, right? When they want to just make sure something don't happen, but they ain't trying to start a fight. I ain't asking for you to punch the dude, but, you know, do the shit where you put your jersey over your mouth and you walk over and you bump Josh Hart off of that part of the bench and you tell him, bro, what you doing, dog? Chill out. Like, we ain't even got that. What's he doing to Donovan? We should file a report, guys. We should file a report. Bunch of witnesses. We just witnessing shit. That's what we doing is witnessing. That just made me so mad. Like,
I can tell because you were on a rant just now.
Witnessed. We just witnessed it. Like, everybody witnessed it. Oh, I hope y'all filled out your reports. Ain't nobody gonna get involved in the situation. We just gonna watch. All right. Hey man.
Hey man, people been telling us to talk about the Cavs more.
I hate that I have to talk about them in this light. Like,
I'm about to say the first time we do it,
they've been so much better than expectation. They are the 2 seed in the NBA right now. Well, they are a good team. They are still a top 3 seed in the NBA. We did not expect this team after that injury to even make the play-in. Like, we thought this would be a disaster year. They are so much better than expectation right now. But they need some of that gangster. All right, like, it just like the problems still exist with this team, right? Do you still have 2 tall guys at your forward position? You still got 2 small guards as your best players. It's just not a good formula for the playoffs, right? People look at that and they say, "Oh, they the Raptors. Oh, they the Atlanta Hawks. Oh, they one of them teams that's gonna have a high seed. That if you a 7 seed, you trying to play."
Yeah, that's who they are. That's who they are.
Yeah, and it's like, I ain't really shit they could do about it. Like, it's like Jared Allen's too good right now to just trade. You need to probably wait a year for that to happen, or just let him walk. You waiting for Evan Mobley to evolve, but honestly, we need to get Evan Mobley around Tristan Thompson. Well, nah, never mind. I don't want Evan Mobley in the news for other reasons. Get him around Tristan Thompson too much.
All right. Settle down.
Hey,
settle down.
Hey, you don't want that to happen to Evan either.
Listen,
look at me dead in the eye and tell me how much you want Tristan Thompson and Evan Mobley to hang out off the court.
Hey, you know what's funny? Can we talk about Evan Mobley real quick? Yeah. I hate the narrative about him. I hate it. It doesn't make any sense. It legitimately doesn't make any sense. Like people rush to complain about Evan Mobley. He's not developing. He's the same guy. And then you watch him play basketball, and I struggle to understand why, like where people are coming up with this. Career highs, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, career low.
Not watching, Cole.
Like
they just hear
he is a much better rebounder and passer.
Because people not watching the Cavs before they complain about them. They wait for people to ring the alarm bells about the Cavs to complain about them. And then they say they complaints they've been saying for the last year about the Cavs, whether or not it's still relevant or not, right? Like, it's just people just like, oh, it's time to complain about the Cavs. Let me throw my old shit in there, right? It's just one of them things. Like, people just, I don't know. People have been on Evan Mobley's case. Like, there are just some people who hate him for some reason. I don't know, man. Look, we talked about this before. Some people in this city hate elite athletes. Right?
It's so weird. It's so weird. And like even after that Knicks game, people were complaining about Mobley. I'm like, first of all, Max Strus stunk all night. Didn't see one tweet, didn't see one complaint, didn't see anybody even mention it. He stunk every second he was out there. And don't even get me started on George Niang. Hey, listen, no disrespect to that man whatsoever.
The least he could have done was fight.
No, like it's not personal. I'm sure he's a wonderful human being. I'm sure he's a great guy. The second they take him out of the rotation, they're going to be a better basketball team. He can't play right now. like, he can't play, dog. He stinks. He stinks right now. Career low from 3-point. He's shooting, I think, like 35% from three. He's a career 40% shooter.
He's gonna get back.
No, Q. If he's not hitting shots, he literally cannot be out there, dog. He's contributing nothing if he's not hitting shots. Literally,
that's what I'm saying. The least he could contribute is a fight. Like
literally, bro. Swing on somebody. Swing on somebody.
It honestly might make the team better. Like
if you're not gonna do nothing, just fight somebody, please. Like, please, bro.
I'm telling you, man, the fight in sports is underrated. I don't know why people keep demonizing this. It is a good thing. There's a reason why hockey keeps it around, man. Like, there's something about the fight that just makes people remember why they're here. You know, to win, right? Remember when Donovan Mitchell got that fight with Dylan Brooks? Mm-hmm. And we went on like a 22-1 run? Hey, man, that fight gets you going. You get your second win after that fight. Like, I'm not saying we got to be brawling like they was brawling in the 70s and throwing chairs and shit. But, hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with the little scuffle. You know, ain't nothing wrong with the assistant coaches having to get on. That's my favorite thing in an NBA fight. You see all them dudes in suits like, oh, like, you know how hard it is to hold back an NBA player in dress shoes on that slippery-ass court? Like, that's an underrated thing about that. The coaches who wear suits at the games, because not everybody does it anymore. You know how slippery that floor is, man. When you wear dress shoes. Hey.
Man, what?
Dog, how do people not fall more often? You be seeing them dudes coordinated, just running out there. Oh, Ron Artest, don't do this. like
Ron, please, Ron.
Ron, think about it. Think about it. You have a future.
Think about the team, Ron, please.
Ron, come on. This is Reggie's last year. You know, he desperately trying to stop a fight. And you just say anything.
Anything, bro. think about your kids. Think about your family, Ron.
You trying to get into post-grad. What? You trying to get a house. What the fuck this got to do with that? You try to get a bank loan for some businesses. You can't be out here fighting people. You just got to pick something that sounds aspirational and say that shit really loud, and it might stop a fight. Or you just got to make sure you appeal to one side. The recipe to start a fight is to try to appeal to both sides, right? Like, whenever a fight about to break out and somebody break out, come on, we brothers. Nah, dog. Nah, that ain't my brother right now. Okay.
Somebody about to swing on somebody, no.
Get out of there. You're not helping nothing. Nah, you need to get on somebody's chest and tell them about their future. They not thinking about that other man right now being their brother. They thinking about that other man being somebody they want to fight. You need to remind them why they don't. All right. So anybody out here who might have to break up a fight, I'm telling you right now, just pick one dude that you think you can calm down, right? And if you don't feel like you can calm anybody down, get the fuck out of there. Because ain't nothing start more fights than people trying to calm down fights. Well, I don't know you. Like,
right? It always be the random person trying to calm you down. Like, come on, man. Let's just like, bro, who the fuck are you?
Like just somebody, some girl hugging you like, oh, stop. I'm like, who? I didn't come here with you. Like, what are you doing? Like,
why? It's like, why are you touching me? See, that's
now I'm mad. Now I'm mad again. Like,
you see what I'm saying? Now I'm about to throw this chair because of your random.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, you know who's always good to stop a fight? The one dude who don't ever know when it's not time to joke. Like, that dude will drop a joke in the middle of a fight. You're like, what the fuck did you just say? Or you be talking shit, but it sounds funny. Yeah, fuck you and your fuzzy coat. What? I can't fight no more, man.
I was not even fight no more, bro. Hey,
you can't fight around Kevin Hart. Like, I've never heard of a fight breaking out around Kevin Hart. Like, I bet Kevin Hart jokes his way out of so many fights.
Hey, no, you ever see a fight in a bar? And the dudes who's supposed to be working security just watching?
Yeah.
They just watch the fight.
You know what else is another way to break up a fight? Let it happen and then wait till they get tired, because you know what? 99% of people do not have the cardiovascular ability right now to get in a fight longer than 2 minutes. And if you don't believe me, go get a VR headset and play a boxing game and see how tired your ass gonna be at the boxing pixels. Okay. That shit happened to me. I was in round 2, like, oh shit.
Round 2, get your ass beat.
I was roping doping. I was like, fuck, I can't throw nothing. I'm out here just jabbing to stay alive and shit. Like, I'm like, stick and move. Stick and move. Oh my God, I'm tired.
I'm washed. Oh my God.
Hey, dog, everybody's like this. Even I've seen football players while they were on scholarship get into a fight, and it didn't last long because the motherfuckers got tired. Because guess what? That fight is look, nothing's more exhausting than fighting. Nothing. It is emotionally exhausting. It is physically exhausting. It is the most exhaustive thing you could do. You got fight or flight on, and you trying to throw you know how much energy that takes?
Man.
Yeah,
they got it in me. They got it in me.
Huh? I'm sweating just thinking about it. Ain't got that cardio. Yeah. Look, that's a security guard. Look, because that's what they told us. Don't break up that fight because you get hit. We're not paying for nothing. All right. Let that fight die out.
Fair enough. You know
let that fight die out, and it just, all right, y'all, it's over. All right. Play referee. That's why all them, like, you ever see an old dude be a security guard? You think, what's he gonna stop? He not about to stop nothing. He just about to let you know when it's over, right? Like, that's the security guard's job. Ain't to prevent shit. Like, I don't know why people think the security guard's job is to do that. Nah, it's just to let you know when the threat is over, right? Like, okay, all right, get back to your seats. Would the security ever stop something? Like, that's not their job. Yeah, you get a fight in the stadium, they not about to stop you. They just about to stop you after you get into that fight from starting another fight. It's about preventative maintenance.
To be fair, security guards will stop you. if you're not that big. If they feel like they could take you, they'll stop you. But if you kind of big, they gonna let that shit play out. They gonna let that shit play out.
Yeah,
And
look,
then
the
they gonna
line is
stop it after.
200 pounds. The line is 200 pounds. Because I don't care if you in shape and you above 200 pounds, or if you not in shape and you above 200 pounds. 200 pounds is 200 pounds, man. Like,
it's gonna take some effort. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna take some effort to try to stop you.
People talk about grown man strength. You know what grown man strength is? Being over 200 pounds. All right. Like, that's what it is.
I've literally watched them do it. Some of my friends like lift this shit, and they all big and whatnot. So when they was about to get in the fights, security's just like, nah, we're gonna let that one happen. We're gonna let that one happen because I ain't trying to fight them.
But they see you out there in that medium t-shirt trying to start that fight with your little 30 jeans. Like, hey, dog, come on. Come on, dog. Come on. You gonna get hurt. Like the side, like it's like a roller coaster, right? Instead of height is weight. The weight you need to weigh to ride that fight ride is 200. Like if you're not 200, you're not fighting. Like if you don't wear a large t-shirt, you are not fighting. That little medium, nah, you can't ride. It's not safe for you to fight. Like,
it's not safe for you to fight.
Seriously, it's not.
It's really not, dog. It's really
unless
not.
you know what you're doing.
It's a big people out here, bro. It's some big people out here, dog. You need to chill out.
You know how much accidental damage somebody at 235 pounds could do to somebody at like 160 without even trying?
Hey, listen, it's weight classes for a reason. It's weight classes for a reason.
And look, heavyweight started what, 220, 215, right? Like
you'll never see no featherweight fight, no heavyweight.
Hey,
you'll never see it.
Look, anything above a cruiserweight, you ain't. They are not waiting. They are not trying to start it.
Absolutely not.
And look, this ain't even got nothing to do with height. Like, what does? You gotta be in an acceptable range, right? Because if you like 220 and you like 5 foot, all right. I don't think that brother gonna be able to do it. But you about like average height, 200 pounds, they gonna let you fight. Like, the good news is most people ain't trying to start it with you, right? I noticed this because I gained weight later in my life. I used to be like 160. And then I got to like 205. And I remember thinking, boy, people are nicer to me at 205. like when I bump into somebody, boy, are they more apologetic? Oh yeah, no, this is right. You know how long it's been since somebody's tried to fight me? Like it's been since I was under 200 pounds. Like, and that's what the Cavs got going on. They are the NBA. No, they're not scared of me. They're just like, I'm big enough to think about it. Right? Like that's it. That's it. You don't have to be afraid of nobody. It's just like, all right, well, on the off chance he does know something, he is kind of big, so it might hurt. Right? Like, it is what it is. And that's what the Cavs are. They are a medium t-shirt ass team right now.
Man, hey, I love how you brought it back.
Hey, I talk about everything for a reason. Okay.
A medium t-shirt ass team.
Is that not appropriate? Like the medium t-shirt looked good on the camera, you know, it looked good. But then out there in that element, you don't want to be with the dude with the medium t-shirt. And they got the medium t-shirt on. Like that was medium t-shirt energy right there when they just let that man pluck Donovan Mitchell's chest. Only a man with a medium t-shirt would let that happen. Okay?
Hey, you put it in the nicest way possible. I'm gonna say what I said on Twitter. They just getting hold, bro. Y'all getting hold. That's what's going on. The Knicks coming to Cleveland, they about to play. I was like, oh, we about to hold them.
Yeah, they got medium t-shirt energy, man. Like, oh yeah, look at these dudes.
They said we got 8 players. We still about to
Josh Hart about to take Jared Allen to the post the next game. Like, it's just disrespectful. It's just disrespectful. Like, no, stand up straight, son. Like,
please fight back. Cass, that's what we just fight back, dog.
We need Angela Bassett on the sideline. You know, like you better go back in there and fight. Like,
R.I.P. John Witherspoon, because we definitely need some. Get up, Craig. Get up, Craig.
Yeah,
That's what we need.
in here.
That's
Right?
what we need.
We need
We need some of that.
we need Lawrence Fishburne or something, dog. Like
Something, bro. Something. Where's Denzel when you need him? Denzel can motivate this. Denzel Washington can motivate.
I'm from around the way. I'm leaving here with something. That's all I want, right? That's all I want. Leave here with something. Leave here with something, man. They came to your place, left there with your chain, and you ain't leave here with nothing. You ain't leave here with not a scratch.
Come on, man.
Look, man, I understand why. Like, I get it. My guy Tony was like, "Why are people so negative about the Cavs?" And he has a point from a basketball perspective. They are overachieving, but I think the point that some people miss about this team is that there's just something about how this team gets down or how this team gets done that offends people's sensibilities as human beings. Like, it's just like, really, you let them touch your chain? Like, you gonna make me ride for that? You know, like people will get down with the bad boy team before they get down with the squeaky good team. Like, look, the Jailblazers,
always
the Memphis Grizzlies, right?
Think about all the teams that have won. Think about all the NBA teams in your lifetime that have won championship. There's a level of, hey, we gonna fuck them up in every single one of them, and all of them. There's a level.
Think about just all the teams that you liked. Right? Like all the likable teams had that in them, right? AI 76ers, the Dylan Antonio Davis Pacers, right? Even the Lakers with Shaq on it, right? Because underrated thing about Shaq, he'll throw them boys. Like,
hey, Shaq was always ready to fight, but he wasn't the only one. That whole Lakers team had dudes that was ready to fight you at any point. We gonna fight you.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, don't let this purple fool you, dog. Like, hey, nah, we need something needs to change, dog. I'm sorry, something needs to change. That's ridiculous.
Shout out, Tony. Shout out Tony, by the way. Shout out Tony.
Tony's great. He's great. He's the best out there. The Cavs stuff.
Literally,
but the best. It's just that's the thing, man. Like the reason so many people get mad about this, and you notice. It's a certain demographic that's really upset about this. Like, it's not a mistake, man.
What demographic specifically is upset about this?
All I'm saying is I heard G. Bush, Earl the Pearl, and me and you talk about it. Like, what more do you want me to say? Okay.
I mean, people involved in sports media, we're all offended by what the Cavs are doing.
I ain't hear Chris Fedor talk about this. Like, where's Hayden Grove at? Was he mad? Like, I don't feel like this hit them like it hits us. Like, y'all can fill in the blanks.
So Mike Rodriguez said the ultimate Cleveland sports show demographic. Yes, Mike, correct.
All right. All right. This is the connection with last stream. I thought Jonathan Taylor was white because I never saw a picture. Wait, how did you think Jonathan Taylor was white? Let me Google a picture.
Shut up, Ackland.
Hey, James Conner.
Okay, I can see that one. If you ain't never seen a picture of James
Hey,
Conner,
come on, man. How was Jonathan Tayller? Come on, man. Like,
is Jonathan a white?
Look,
I feel like Jonathan not a white name, though, for real. Like,
well, he went to Wisconsin, you know,
fair.
But there's one position that's been consistently like integrated at the University of Wisconsin. It's been running back. Like, when's the last time Wisconsin popped out a white dude? Like, they done popped out. Like,
I can't even remember.
Remember Monte Ball, right? Like, you go all the way back. They wasn't pumping them out even in the 90s. But yeah, no, I don't know how you thought Jonathan Taylor was. Like, was he wearing sleeves?
Like, you definitely would have seen them black ass arms, dog. Like, no way.
He got tattoos. Nah, I don't know how that happened. And they call him John Taylor. Like, that's how you know. That's how you know. Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way that's real.
No, I did see Spencer Rattler at the combine. It was like, I was like, oh yeah, that is I tweaked on that one.
I cannot believe you thought that was a white man.
Hey, listen. I never seen his face. I was like, okay, yeah, it's probably a white dude.
That is nuts. That is nuts. All right. I never saw a picture of him. Also, Q, please talk about AEW Revolution and the retaliation to the anime talk. Greatest pay-per-view of the year. AEW Revolution's always a banker. Sting's last match. And Will Ospreay. That motherfucker is an athlete, dog. Like, hey, look, you talk about defying expectations. Google Will Ospreay right now. You know who Will Ospreay is?
I don't think I do. I'm not big into the AEW. I'm not gonna lie.
All I'm going to tell you is that this man is legitimately the greatest athlete I've ever seen in a wrestling room. And that brother from Melbourne, Australia, so shit like that. Like,
oh, he's from Australia. Okay, so I feel like he'd be doing some crazy shit.
He does the most crazy shit.
Now I'm gonna look up a video later. I'm gonna look up a video.
Oh yeah, if you want to see how athletic he is, search him versus Ricochet. Next super chat is from one more. It says, I've been waiting to get my weekend to get my St. Ed's hate off for Kolb. You still ain't safe. Q Maple Heights, some bums. Go Bearcats. He a Befford? Is this Tyvis Powell? Like, what does Befford have to be proud of? Like, the only thing y'all got is Holly Berry went to your school and doesn't claim you.
Hold on. But to hate on say Iggy like y'all not the same kind of cheating ass prep school is crazy. Thanks for the entertainment, guys. We appreciate the super chat one more. I will say this. Hey, listen, at least we win. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say, look, both of our schools have won state championships in the recent memories. Like, I was there. Okay.
Hey, Eds was a bunch. Like, hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I don't know who Befford. I don't know what Befford's done. Yeah. That year y'all had Tyvis Powell. What did y'all finish? Did y'all? They might have been decent that year. I think Befford was decent like 1 year when I was in high school. Oh, come on. Befford's not even our main rival anymore. We beef with Cleveland Heights. That's why I can't ever appreciate this Jason Kelsey shit.
He said not good.
This got to be Tyvis.
I appreciate the honesty. I appreciate the honesty.
Tyvis with the Ohio State was like, this is what winning feel like. Whew. You notice he don't ever wear that green and white. He be rocking that scarlet and gray because you know what? He won in that scarlet and gray. Okay? You don't ever hear him talk about proud to be a Bearcat. How come everybody that graduated from Bedford not proud of it? Like,
you have to tell me. Everybody who graduated from St. Ed's is pretty proud of it. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't say the same for Maple. We have a reputation too, but it's not that reputation. Like, it's most certainly not a medium t-shirt reputation, but it's more along the lines of you can't invite them nowhere. Like, but I'm okay with that. All right. Speaking of teams with medium t-shirt reputations, the Browns don't have that. They went toe-to-toe and fought Trent Williams and then won. Okay. And then came out the next. See, the Browns are what we like, right? Because the Browns fought the 49ers and then the next week showed up to their next game with they boombox playing they shit. Talk about this ours now. That's what I like about that Browns team, man.
I love the Browns, man. I love the Browns again. I really do. We appreciate y'all at least being willing to fight. We appreciate it.
Hey, look, man. Remember when Deshaun almost got into that fight versus the Steelers? I feel like he gets it. Hey, look, he was getting his ass beat. He was playing terrible, but you know what he thought? I'm gonna start a fight.
Right here.
Right?
Right here.
Hey,
Right here.
franchise quarterback. That's what we traded for.
The mentality, baby. The mentality.
Right there, man. That's why he won at Clemson.
Speaking of Clemson, though. Speaking of Clemson.
Ooh.
Hey, look, man. Christian Wilkins. If y'all don't know who Christian Wilkins is, defensive tackle for the Miami Dolphins. Extremely good. Extremely good.
Was he the dude that did the Suge Knight?
He might have been. He might have been.
But yes, let's talk about Christian Wilkins. That I don't know how else to say this other than
you couldn't even get it.
That would be very good. I see. Look, it depends on how
you're underselling it.
The Browns
next to Myles Garrett, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah, with Dalvin Tomlinson and Obo Okoronkwo and Alex Wright and JOK hovering, Grant Delpit hovering. Hey man.
Hey man, listen. Ooh, that might be the best defense of the year. It might be the best defense in the league. Like, it legitimately the best defense in the league.
Because basically, Jim Schwartz like, what if I could put Calvin Johnson at edge and then have it Ndamukong and Nick Fairley? By the way, man, this is how we know Miles is a generational player. Jim Schwartz has seen so much football, and he'd be like, I could only compare him to Calvin Johnson. Which reminds me, you know what this like TJ Watt Miles thing feels like?
What?
It's like when you argue with somebody that Calvin Johnson was a better wide receiver than Antonio Brown. It's like, I get why somebody would want to believe that, but nobody is drafting Antonio Brown before they're drafting Calvin Johnson.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. It's different levels of domination. Like, you feel like you could do something about Antonio Brown. As good as he was, there's nothing you could do about Megatron. They called him Megatron. Okay.
He was catching touchdowns and triple coverage his entire career. Like, what are you supposed to do?
On a team with no options. Okay.
But yeah, man.
But
Christian
Wilkins would make a ton of sense for the Cleveland Browns. From a schematic standpoint, from an age standpoint, from literally any way you can look at it. Right now, obviously, Chris Jones is the better player, but he might be too expensive. I'm talking about that dude's probably gonna get 30, maybe $32 million a year. I don't know if we got it. I don't know if we got that. But we might have that 22, right? We might be able to do, 22, 25, 22 over 3. So we really talking about like 70, 75 over 3. Backload that shit into 2027. Hey, look, man, it's either going to be Deshaun Watson's last year or it's going to be a year where he extends his contract and lowers his cap number. Either way, push all that shit to 2027, baby. Like they could do it. They could do it. And I usually try not to talk about garbage rumors, right? Because there's a lot of garbage rumors that develop that are pretty much put out there because somebody wrote an article saying this might make sense for the Browns. And then somebody report like the whole Justin Fields trade thing.
Oh, yeah, that's stupid. They're not doing that.
Garbage.
They're not doing it.
Yeah.
They're not doing
it. It wasn't even a real report. It was just somebody suggested something. Okay. This is not a garbage rumor, y'all. Okay. This is from Jeremy Fowler. Now, I will go into a little bit more detail on this on my main channel, but Jeremy Fowler is connected with the Browns, right? Like, I know a lot of times we hear something come out nationally and we're like, oh, this dude doesn't really have any real connections. No. Jeremy Fowler is connected with the Browns. He is who ESPN sends to Cleveland to cover the Browns. Not like daily, but when they want to send a national guy to do a stand-up from Sports Center, they send Jeremy Fowler. When I go to the Senior Bowl and Andrew Berry's in the crowd, Jeremy Fowler is one of those guys talking to him, right? Like, I've seen it. Okay. This is not out of nowhere. Now, it doesn't mean it's guaranteed to happen, but it does mean that they are seriously considering it. Also, another thing to note from the Christian Wilkins perspective, if he's going somewhere where he wants a good chance to win a championship. Some guys, like maybe Chris Jones, looks at the Browns and say, I don't know. We haven't seen Deshaun play in a while, right? I don't know if they can win a championship. Christian Wilkins looks at Deshaun Watson and he says, well, shit, Foe took us there before. So I go there in my hand. And then he started looking at that defensive line. He's like, this is a lot like what I had at Clemson. Right? Remember that defensive line Clemson had? And the Giants, no, not the Giants. They had Dexter, Dalvin Tomlinson. They had Christian Wilkins. And then they had the dude the Raiders drafted, Jordan Elliott. All right, so I ain't need to.
Why you do that?
Who is that dude?
I don't even remember. You said
because they drafted him first.
I know who you're talking about. Dang, I can't think of his name, but wasn't he like the 4th overall pick?
He was like a top 10 draft pick, yeah.
I think he was like the 4th pick. I can't think of his name. But I do remember the fan being like, what?
I remember nobody thought this should happen.
Cleveland Farrell, yeah.
Cleveland Farrell, yeah. I remember both Dexter and Christian Wilkins were like, him? Oh, okay, yeah, that's my boy. It's like, remember when Kobe White was like, first round? Man. You should have known. 4th overall. You know it's crazier. Look, this draft, Kyler Murray, Pro Bowler, number 1 overall. Nick Bosa, Pro Bowler, All-Pro player, number 2 overall. Quentin Williams, beast, number 3 overall. Cleveland Farrell. Devin White, 4-time, was a beast in the NFL. Daniel Jones. Josh Allen, outside edge rusher Josh Allen. TJ Hawkinson. What a draft. Hey, man, this got to be the Oakland Raiders version of drafting Justin Gilbert and Johnny Manziel in the same draft, because I think they had 2 picks, right? Yeah, they took Josh Jacobs, which isn't terrible.
No, that's not bad.
Okay, but yeah, this is basically their version of that.
Salute Mike Mayock.
Hey, man, Mike Mayock got that money, and now you can, with he on NFL Network, that's former general manager of the Raiders. Okay, Mike Mayock.
Let's be real. He don't want them to put that up on the screen because people might
look at what not right now when we can still remember it, but in 10 years where don't nobody remember that shit. Mike, you were a former GM. What do you think? Like, he gonna be leaning on that shit like wait till he go to ESPN and cash out. They still got Mike Tannenbaum over there. I'm like, every time they have layoffs, no disrespect, I don't want to joke about nobody losing their job except for Mike Tannenbaum. But every time they have the layoffs, don't you be thinking, how the fuck Mike Tannenbaum still there? Like, y'all cut Jalen Rose, but y'all not gonna keep Mike Tannenbaum? That don't make no sense to me, man. Like,
yeah, they cut everybody, dog. They cut everything we loved about ESPN. It's all gone.
Mm-hmm. They cut all the good people. They cut Bomani Jones, but they still got Mike Tannenbaum on retainer. They don't make no. Who is the general manager?
All we got left is Stephen A. That's all we got left. We got Stephen A. That's it. And I guess Shannon Sharp. You know what I'm saying?
They overpaid. He's not even that interested on first take. Can we talk about this?
Club Shay Shay is way more interested in him on first take
than anything he does sports related. So he's gonna stop doing that pretty soon.
Yeah, eventually he's gonna stop
because it's not even helping his career. Club Shay Shay more viral than his first taker at this point. The dynamic's not great with him and Stephen A. It's just like, okay. And then Lamar Jackson comes up and then that's where like Shannon Sharp get all like passionate about his hatred of Lamar Jackson for whatever reason. Also, that lineup is ass on first take. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear Mad Dog Russo and Stephen A. It's too much. It's too fucking much, right?
Honestly, Stephen A, like the Stephen A show, like his podcast, his YouTube stuff, is way better than what he does on first take now.
He's such a
It's way
journalist. His journalist, like I forget about that until you hear him on his like individual show, and he out here citing sources in the middle of his like show. Like he'll be like, "Yeah, man, this man for the equity." I'm like, why is he citing all these sources? Like this is television. You don't got to do this. Like you ever hear him explain a story on there? He goes so far back. I'm like, oh yeah, Stephen A. was your favorite journalist's favorite journalist back in the day. And he look, you read his book?
No, I haven't read his book. I need to read.
I read his book, and it is the brother can write. He's definitely dramatic, and there's some stuff in there where I'm like, shut up, Stephen A. And you probably predict where I'm probably feeling that way about him, right? But it is a good book. I got through it pretty fast. But anyways, back on top. What the fuck were we talking about?
Talk about Christian Wilkins, man.
Yeah. How did we get from Mike Mayock to there? All right, so
Cleveland Farrell is how we made that connection.
Oh yeah, then we start talking about Mike Mayock and all that. But anyways, Christian Wilkins and Browns would be a huge get, because you talk about one of the things the Browns have found out is the conventional wisdom of I'm going to put another edge here to force you not to double team this guy. It works for guys like TJ Watt, guys like, I don't even want to say like Nick Bosa, but like, like Khalil Mack now. Like, if you are a really good edge rusher to a pretty good edge rusher, that works. Like Trey Henderson, that works for Trey Henderson. There's not a soul on earth that will get somebody not to double team Myles Garrett. You could clone Myles Garrett, put the clone of Myles Garrett on the opposite side of Myles Garrett, and teams would just figure out how to block with 6 because they're going to double team Myles. Like, look at all the help he had this year. Browns like almost led the league in sacks. Myles didn't, but the team did, right? Still had a double team percentage of 30%. Okay, number 2, they just don't care. Like, they just don't care. They have made the decision. Nah, it's Myles. We'll let what's his name? Nate Burleson eat. We go cover Calvin. Right? Remember we thought Nate Burleson was a good receiver? Mm-hmm. Turned out it's pretty good when they just worried about Calvin. They realize they don't need another superstar on that other side. You could put Nate Burleson there and be fine. And they look at Obo Okoronkwo and Alex Wright, and Isaiah McGuire says there's one Nate Burleson out of all 3 of you guys. That's all we need. Probably 2. I think you got some good players there.
2 of them are actually pretty good, to be honest with you.
Who knows with Isaiah McGuire? Like, he's only in the 2nd year. But where you do stress teams out is if you concentrate that attack where they're trying to build that wall, because trying to coordinate 2 to 3 people to block one person is difficult. But if you just let it happen and you try to spread them out, it makes it easier. But if you condense it and overload them, all of a sudden, trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go gets a little confusing. All of a sudden, Myles Garrett getting through. Or you get that up the middle pressure when teams trying to do those 3-step drop, throw real quick things to just avoid Myles. You get them long arms up like Christian Wilkins got, 6'4". Imagine trying to throw over that, right? You have Alex Wright, you have Myles Garrett, and you have Christian Wilkins all on the same side. They put their arms up, and you trying to throw over that. You saw how many balls Shelby Harris blocked this year?
He's 6'4"?
Yeah, he's 6'4". 6'4", 310. Really? He is the perfect Andrew Berry profile. Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
I don't know why I did not think he was that tall, bro.
You must have thought he was Dexter Lawrence. Well, Dexter Lawrence is like 6'3". Yeah. Yeah, he's 6'4".
Yo.
310.
Yeah, man. Get him here. I knew he was good. I didn't know he was 6'4". And I was like, oh, yeah, get him here. Get him here immediately.
Yep. 30-inch vertical. He can dunk. Hey, man. You ever look at Miles' combine? Like, it just because we're like, this is impressive from a man of that size. Myles Garrett is pretty much a similar size and jumped 41 inches in the air. Okay.
Freak of nature. Freak of nature.
Like Christian Wilkins got long arms. He got 33.5-inch arms. Myles Garrett got 35 and 1/4 inch arms, man.
Blake Clayman. Blake Clayman brought up 4.65 and he stumbled.
He fell. He didn't run that shit straight. He just ran. Okay. Like Myles ran that 40 and stood straight up and still ran a 4.64.
Yo, freaking nature.
Here's the thing that's just super impressive to me, man. You bench press, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you tall or not, but Myles Garrett has 35 and 1/4 inch arms, and he did 33 reps of 225. That is insane. Okay. That's fucking absurd. Okay.
Hey man, it's a good thing Myles played football and didn't do nothing.
Oh my God. Dog. And then did a broad jump of 10-8.
Bro, could you imagine if Myles tried to rob you?
We talked about that bad start Myles had at his 40, right? He didn't run a good 40. Had a bad start, 10-yard split, 1.63.
Oh my God. He is by far the best athlete in the league. Like he just is.
Dude. Like you're not supposed to be that athletic and then be able to do the bench press 33 times. With 35 and 1/4 inch arms. You know how hard it is when you tall to do a bench press? It's so much harder. It's so much harder.
It's a good thing he plays football.
God, dog. That is insane.
That is a terrifying human being, bro. It's a terrifying human being.
It makes no sense when you see him in person too, because you're just like, wow, he could really move like that.
It's so crazy how different our brains work, because you're like, wow, he could really move like that. And I'm like, wow, he could destroy me if he wanted.
That's the thing with Myles. He could do both. He threw my man and just played football like it was normal. Like that is what he's on, man. Like I don't know what else to tell anybody about that dude. He is insane. But yeah, you put those two guys on the same defensive line, you already have Dalvin Tomlinson. You could bring back Shelby Harris. You could bring back Maurice Hurst, have some depth. Obo Okoronkwo, Alex Wright. Who knows, man? Zadarius might decide he's trying to sign up for this shit for cheap. You know, like y'all boys trying to win a ring. All right, y'all trying to do something crazy. Let's do it. Because look, here's another thing that the people aren't thinking about. There's a lot of really good edge rushers in this year's free agency class. So somebody who's older and didn't have great production last year, like Zadarius Smith, he might be in that July market. And that July market is liquidation. Prices go down, right? You might think you're about to get 2 over 24, but you might settle for that 1 over 6 with incentives to 8.
Listen, man.
Somebody Professor Chaos has put this thing in a nice bow. He said Myles Garrett's numbers are super impressive when you consider the fact that he also watches anime.
Listen, I keep telling you, bro. Keep telling you. He calls himself All Might, by the way. He calls himself All Might, by the way.
Hey, man, if I could do all that shit, I'll call myself anything. All right. I promise you the animated to do that. That is genetics. All right. He got a brother that played in the NBA. Right?
Oh man. Oh dog. Hey, but I do want to ask you a question. So like let's say the Christian Wilkins thing, and I'm just gonna put this out there. I think it's a lot more likely than people think that he signs in Cleveland.
Mhm.
I think there's a pretty decent chance he gonna end up being a Cleveland Brown at this point. But let's say they do get it done and he signs in Cleveland. How do you think that impacts the draft going forward in the thought
I don't think that
process?
we're gonna get any interior defensive linemen this year. The class is not that good, and it takes a while for these dudes to develop. And you pick Siaki Ika last year. There's not a ton of room for young guys, and this team is not at a place where they're like, hey, let's give a young guy a role. Like, that's just not where they're at in their development right now. So I don't think it's really going to change much. I think they're going to go into this offseason with two-pronged strategy. They're going to improve the interior of the defensive line, and they're going to get some young pieces so in a couple of years they can reload that offensive line. I think they're going to get guards and tackles.
I think people are going to be upset by how high they're willing to draft offensive linemen this year.
They're going to draft the offense. If they keep that second round pick, it's only because like they like Samata Tia and he's there. Right? Like that's the tackle out of BYU or something like that. Or I don't know where Rosengarten is. He should be higher because he ran like a 4.7, 4.97 or something like that.
They projected him as like a 4th round pick right now.
Hey man, I'm taking that. That's a fair enough bet.
They don't have a 4th round pick right now, unfortunately.
Here's what I think is actually going to happen. They're going to trade back to like 60 something and pick up a 4th rounder. Right? Like pick up a 4th rounder. I think they like a couple guys in there. But I don't think they like Xavier Leggett enough to take him 55. I don't think they like any of these wide receivers enough to take them at 55, just because there's nobody who's really hitting all that sweet spot stuff for them, right? Where like it's exactly what they need.
I mean, if you look at the ones they like, even the receivers they met with Xavier Worthy. He's not going to be there, but he's going to get taken. He's going to get taken probably late first, early second now, especially because he's 40.
I'm cool. I don't know about you. Oh yeah, cool? I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool.
I'm kind of indifferent. Like I was kind of like, if he's there, cool. If he's not, I'm not like really upset by it. I know Domo's gonna watch this and be like, they need to trade up for him. And you saw what he ran and all that. Like he ran a 4.21, bro. He's not making it out the first round. He's not gonna make it out the first round. Somebody's gonna draft him probably later in that first round. Somebody's gonna do it.
Look, 4.21 is cool, but it's not like the best receivers in the NFL are parallel with the top 40s list. Right?
No, they're not at all.
So I don't really think that we know he's fast. The problem with him is like he can't, if he gets touched while trying to catch a deep ball, he's not going to catch it. He doesn't have that contact balance. His contested catch percentage is like 26. It's awful.
Like he 165 pounds, bro. He 165 pounds, dog.
And his 165 pounds. And how did Texas use him? As a screen guy. He ain't going to survive in the NFL doing that. So he has to be a downfield catch guy, but he's not a good downfield catch. He's Marquise Goodwin. He is the exact same thing as Marquise Goodwin. Same flaws, everything. This is Marquise Goodwin.
It only take one team, though. It only take one team to talk themselves into it. I guarantee.
Somebody's going to do it, and somebody's going to do stupid. But I'm thankful, okay, because they ain't going to be the Browns. Because look, Browns kind of susceptible to that wide receiver speed. Stupid, like Andrew got a little bit of a thing, right? So
he also,
hey man, Raiders, do what you do.
Yeah. He also panicked when he did that first when he did the Anthony Shorts thing. He also panicked, but like,
but it was a pandemic, brother.
He got jumped for Nico Collins. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Xavier,
by the way, Anthony Schwartz has less than 500 career yards if you add up all of his college and his NFL numbers.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He had 141 yards in the NFL. The year he got drafted, he had 103 yards.
So,
So I don't want to
Troy,
make it seem like Xavier Worthy's the same thing as Anthony Schwartz. Xavier Worthy's played more football and has been productive, but he is kind of Marquise Goodwin.
They also met with Troy Franklin, though. That was the one I thought was interesting because I thought he was the one who might actually be there at 54. But I don't know if I don't think his combine was that great, especially if you were watching like the drills he did. I was like, like the gauntlet and everything. It's like not that great, but they did meet with him. They had like a formal visit with him too, so he's one to watch for me.
Myles Garrett would have had a good combine if he just went out as a wide receiver.
He would have. He would have for real. He would have.
6'4", 272, and he ran a 4.62. And it's not like Jadeveon Clowney, where Jadeveon don't really look like he's like 270. I think Jadeveon was like 250 right at the combine.
Something
Dude,
like
Myles
that.
is 272. It's insane. It's nuts, dog. That's crazy.
Hey, but if Keon Coleman wants to fall, you know what I'm saying? If he wants to fall in the draft, I'm fine with that.
I think if Leggett falls to the third round, they'll take him. I think if Thrash falls to the third round, they take him. But I don't think they like him enough.
You know who I think they might take that people not paying attention to? Malik Washington. If he's there later, I think they might try to do that.
Let's talk about real quick before we wrap up. I told you we're going to get out of 90. Hey, man, the Broncos actually hate Russ. Because this was the year where you could actually justify keeping Russ and keep going with it. But they was like, nah. I think we said something to the similar extent in the offseason where people were like, oh, Sean Payton's going to fix Russ. And my question was, how we know Sean Payton like Russ? I think we just assuming shit because Russ short, right? I think we were just assuming stuff because he's short. You know, he has experience with quarterbacks like Russ. What do you mean, short? Like, that's it. That's all Drew Brees and Russell Wilson have in common is that they're both not necessarily 6 foot. Everything else is different. And Russ drove that man crazy. And I feel like we give the coach killer reputation to a lot of players who don't deserve it. Russ wears his coaches out so much that he is a franchise quarterback who is capable of still putting up franchise quarterback numbers, despite the fact that the film doesn't look that great for this year, but still put up franchise quarterback numbers. And we know how effective just the numbers can be to your overall perception, right? He is still doing that. And 2 teams, while he was putting up 20-something touchdowns, were like, nah, have him. What is this man doing behind the scenes?
Can I tell you something that I heard real quick? Can I tell you something that I heard about Russ? Someone told me that locker room hated Russ. Like nobody talked to Russ in that Broncos locker room. They hate Russ guts, man. They hated Russ guts the entire time he was there.
You know how much they have to hate you for them to do what they did?
Bro, they just needed you out of there. They said, we will be fine. We just need you out of here.
Like, people say what they want about Deshaun Watson. His teammates still like him, right? Like, for whatever reason, they like him. Like, willing to stand up for him in public. Like, Miles be standing up for the dude, calling him his leadership, all this shit. Like, and that's why Deshaun's never going to be in the situation that Russ is in. Because this got nothing to do with your level of play. This got to do with, hey, look, dog, there's about to be a mutiny in the locker room. like they about to start a revolution if we don't take you up out of here. There was a coup. That's what I'm saying. Like, that thing smells of a coup. Okay. Don't it smell like a coup to you?
A coup in a football locker room is insane, bro.
Hey, it happens more than you think.
It don't even sound like a coup for real because it sounds like everybody was on the same page. Hey, we got to get this guy.
Everybody but Russ, right? That's what a coup is, right? Russ think he in charge of the military, and the military tell him, "Hey, you want to stay here? You need to waive your injury waiver." Oh, this was a.
Which is still crazy that they asked him to do that, dog. Like that's insane.
They asked him that to make sure they sold the deal that he wouldn't want to come back. Like that wasn't no reason. They weren't asking that to be serious. They're like, what can we ask Russ that would piss him off? We gonna fuck with his money. That's what we gonna do. We gonna ask him to play with his money because that's what he cared about. Like, and once they did that, Russ went to the media like you have never seen. Okay. They wanted to make sure that this relationship was unsalvageable. Like that's what Sean Payton, the GM there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what Sean was doing. Sean was making sure that ownership can't get in front of this one, right? Nah, I'm not about to have ownership tell us we need to work it out. You know what we about to do? We about to make this thing unsalvageable. Russ, let's play with your money.
Hey, Professor Chaos has had a great super chat. It's a perfect time. It is the perfect time to put this on the screen. Russell Wilson may be the most unliked player in the NFL. I don't know. Most unliked in the NFL?
It depends on what demographic we're surveying. If we're surveying NFL players, you are correct. You are. It's him. And if Carson Wentz was still in the league, well, Carson Wentz is still in the league, but he's not in a position of power anymore.
Hold on. Mac Jones.
I don't think his teammates hate him all like that. I just think we hate him.
I feel like he's generally pretty unliked by every demographic.
I feel like people don't like him, but like I don't feel like people like he's not good enough to be like, man, I hate that dude. Because he gonna wash out. He ain't gonna be here that long. It's like being mad because like a security guard piss you off. It's like, hey, it don't matter, dog. Like this person's not important enough to my life for me to be that mad about it. But Russ is important to people's lives wherever he plays because he's gonna be the starting quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like he holds a position of power, like that Mac Jones is not. And they hate that dude. They hate that dude. And Sean Payton, I think he asked Russ about that money simply because he knew that was the point of no return. And they hate that. Like, you know how unsalvageable it has to be? They're going to eat $84 million in dead cap, which means they're going to pay 2 Deshaun Watsons not to have him on the team. And he was decent last year.
What was Russ doing, bro? Like you had to be doing some real just nonsense in that locker room for them to be like $86 million in dead cap. We'll eat that. Just please go. Just please get out of here. That's all we want. Just want you to leave. That's all we want.
I wonder if it was like, because sometimes the big nonsense is easier to deal with than that little shit. Right? Like,
yeah, because the little shit happens all the time.
And you can't necessarily say nothing about all the little shit every time it pops up, right? Like, you done had this. We all done been in workplaces. Look, the coworker, your boss pisses you off the function of them being your boss, right? Like, not every boss, but sometimes, your boss got to make you mad. It's just part of the function, right? Gonna have to make you do something you don't want to do. But that's the boss. That's like the big shit. That's like the Sean Payton stuff. But that dude who sits next to you, all that little shit, be eating loud at his desk, be getting too comfortable in your personal space, be like spitting in the tobacco cups, something like that, or just be asking you stupid shit. You be laughing at a video on your phone. They ruined the joke by demanding that they understand what you were laughing at. They touch your shit in the refrigerator at the workplace. Now, I almost got in a fight over that.
I feel like this is all just personal experiences that you are sharing right now.
Yeah, I almost got in a fight. I don't share refrigerators no more after that. Nah, I'll bring my own. Had somebody move my shit. It was the wrong day.
I love how you always use this pod to just vent about whatever is going
on. Let me tell you, man, this podcast wanted to happen. But yes, it's that little shit. Or it's like, oh, I don't like how he carries it. Right? Like you hear Russ say something about you. You heard Russ don't like your routes, but you can't ask Russ about it. Right? It's just the stuff, like, you know, that stuff that makes you like gutturally call somebody a bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you like that stuff that makes you gutturally call another grown man a bitch. Like, you know what that stuff is when like somebody does it and you like, you bitch. Like when Stephen A. Smith called Jason Whitlock a bitch, he's like, you bitch. I'm like, he really don't like that man because that was a guttural.
Hey, no, nothing is more disrespectful than a man calling another grown man a bitch. That just means I don't respect you as a man. Like,
hey,
I don't respect.
Like the Knicks did to the Cavs.
You know, it's a certain. There's no coming back from that. Like you could call another man some other stuff. You can come back from. You call another grown man a bitch. That's just it. It is.
Yeah,
yeah.
Russ does stuff that makes people feel that. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what it. I don't think it's big stuff, man. Like, if it was big stuff, we know about it, right? Because people like this, like they tried to get us out on the big stuff with the high knees. They're like, nah, that don't bug us about Russ. We used to the weird shit. He just be acting like a bitch. Like, I promise you, that's what it is. like, I promise you, if you got these dudes into a room and you talk to them, that is the line of sentences that come out of their mouth. Would be like, it's that guttural feeling of when somebody does something that makes you call another man a bitch. Not like, oh, you being a bitch right now. No. Not that. No. Like, you know it. That feel like, you bitch. Like, oh my God. Like you in an argument about a parking spot and you call the cops? You come on now. You go, or you start making your point and they run back into the car and like lock the doors like you have to beat their ass. Like, come on now. Come on, get out the car. You bitch. Like, you know what I mean? It's that kind of stuff. That is the stuff, especially in a hyper macho football locker room. That's the stuff that'll do it. Like, it ain't got to be the big shit, man. It ain't got to be here and invite nobody to their birthday party. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They don't even want to go. It's that stuff. I promise you, it's that. We done all work with the Russ.
Hey, who you think was the first person in that locker room? Who went to Sean Payton and was like, oh, he acting like a bitch, man. I can't do this.
I know the first one who went to anybody about this was Melvin Gordon.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Who's that wide receiver that Russ made have an existential crisis in the middle of a football field?
Didn't he get cut? Didn't he get
cut?
Yeah.
And then they see that go down and what people thinking. You bitch. Like, yeah, it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that.
Melvin Gordon was looking at that man like he was just a waste of space when he was sitting on the bench.
He was looking at that man as somebody he doesn't even respect.
He was like, why he getting all this money? What he getting all this money for? He don't need all of this.
Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's what, like, people be like, oh, is a book gonna come out about what Russ was doing? No, because he ain't doing nothing crazy. He just hitting people in the exact wrong way. Like that, he hit people in that bone, man, that makes them just be mad. And I think that is precisely Russ's issue. But yeah, man. I need to get that one off because I feel like people are missing that one, but we gonna know. Like the ones who watch this pod, they know. Look, it wasn't the big stuff. It was that. If my camera overheating right now,
I'm like, what is going on with your camera, bro? You going?
It's overheating. It's hot in here. I gotta disassemble and reassemble.
Oh, open a window or something, dog.
Open
what
a
is
window.
You doing?
Open a window. Open a window.
Get some air in there, something.
They need to turn the AC back on. That's what I need to do.
Hey, where you think Russ gonna end up? Because the locker room fit has always been the biggest thing with me with Russ. Like there's certain teams I feel like he can't go to. He can't go.
People keep throwing out the Pittsburgh Steelers, but like Mike Tomlin is definitely that ain't gonna last if that happens.
That's not gonna work.
That might be what gets Mike Tomlin out of Pittsburgh.
Maybe we do need it to happen. Maybe we do need it to happen.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Have no clue. Somebody's gonna do it.
Of course, somebody's gonna do it, but I'm just like, he can't go to the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't last in that locker room. If Max Crosby's locker room,
what locker room is he gonna last in?
He might be all right on the Vikings, I guess. I think he might be cool.
Nah, man, Kirk be doing a lot of work to be likable. And then also, y'all remember, they like Kirk. Like, as much as we joke about Kirk, they like Kirk. Like, his teammates like him.
They do.
You can't go from somebody they like to him. Look, your only hope is you got to get Russell Wilson and they'll hire Jameis to be his homeboy. That's the only way you could avoid the coup. Okay. Russell Wilson, you got to pair him up with Jameis. But then Jameis, he going to start sensing that likability coming around. Oh, I'm the most liked dude in the locker room and the quarterback. We going to start a coup. There's no way to avoid it, dog. He is a coup. You're going to start a coup. That man is going to force a coup to happen.
He said, oh, we going to start a coup.
Hey, dog, you telling me Jameis wouldn't do it once he realized the people are behind him?
He 100% go do it. 100%.
What do you think he was talking to Alvin Kamara about when Derek Carr was throwing on them interceptions? Hey, brother, we got to start this. We got to go up there and say something to coach.
Oh, God. Oh,
Dennis got to get his head out of his ass. We got to go and tell coach what the team needs. Team needs Jameis. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Like, if you get to that part of the season where you're like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? And you have Russ and Jameis on the roster, the team's going to rock with Jameis.
Ooh. Doomsday Prophet said Panthers.
Hey, you want to make Bryce Young a lot more lovable? Bring in Russ.
Russ only gonna go somewhere where he actually gonna play. He's not gonna go to the Panthers.
Oh, no. This is what you do. See, look, you gotta play 4D chess here. You know, this is how you fix Bryce Young, right? Because right now, Bryce Young don't got the people behind him. So you know what you do to fix Bryce? Why is this? Dang. You know what you do to fix Bryce? You tell Bryce, hey, man, we're going to sit you for a year. We're going to sit you for a year. I don't know why that worked. We're going to sit you for a year. And we're going to let Russ take over. And then Russ going to do his thing. And he going to drive them people crazy. And then the next thing you know, Bryce Young gets a year off. And he get to run back into that bitch as the people's champion. He might be back. His confidence might be back, you know? Look, it feels different when they booing you off the field versus when you run out there and they go, yeah, let's go. That's what it might need to happen because that man got no confidence anymore. You know what would be the worst place for him? The Atlanta Falcons. You know where he might end up going? The Atlanta Falcons.
No. You know who's going to the Atlanta Falcons? Kirk Cousins.
It would make sense and not make sense at the same time.
Kirk's about to be a Falcon. Kirk's about to be a Falcon for sure.
You think Kirk's about to be a Falcon?
I think he's about to be a Falcon for sure.
We don't got Coles in Atlanta.
Hey, Kirk about to start dressing. Let me tell you something. Kirk about to start dressing. He about to start dressing. He's
gonna start coming with hats on. He's gonna start coming in. He's gonna start coming to a press conference dressed like Cam Newton.
Who you think he about to go shopping with? You about to go shopping weekend?
That man at Lennox Mall. See him at Phelps. Get some designer. Nah. Look, I think the Falcons might actually go for Russ. That's what I'm gonna go with because Raheem Moore is a defensive guy, right? And he's thinking to myself, if I just had a decent quarterback, we would have been good. He literally said this, by the way. R.I.P. Desmond Ridder, dog. They just gave up on your career. Like they openly called you ass 3 times, and you still technically on the roster. Like,
they literally shit on him in the most professional way you possibly can as a head coach.
It's not even professional. He's not even doing the thing where he's like, hey, man, we got Desmond. We feel great about that, but we're also always willing to, look at other avenues. He said, hey, straight up, like, we have a better quarterback. We probably make the playoffs. Okay, Desmond. That's tough. That's tough. And you know what? Not the first time Desmond heard that. Not the first time he's heard that. Even before he was drafted. They had a better quarterback versus Alabama. They might have been able to do something, but hey, they didn't. They had Desmond, but I think they go after Desmond Ridder. I mean, not Desmond Ridder. I think they go after Russ.
Nobody going after Desmond Ridder. Nobody.
Hey, Stefanski Pantry. He can fix it.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
As an upgrade to PJ Walker,
we're good. We are okay.
You just bring back PJ. All right.
Bring back PJ.
But I think the Falcons go after him because they think that they just need a quarterback upgrade. And Raheem Moore, defensive head coach, is like, well, that ain't my fucking problem anyways, man. Underestimating what he about to bring into that locker room. And they going to do it. They going to do it. That's the team that'll do it. The team that can't get a quarterback this year, but feels like they're a quarterback away. B. John gonna be scrapping with that motherfucker.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I feel like Atlanta's gonna go all in on Kirk because you don't want to bring Russ into that, man. They legit only need a quarterback. They just need a decent quarterback.
I don't think that Kirk's gonna be available. I think that the Vikings are gonna keep Kirk. So Russ is who you got.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Might have to go get JJ or something. Might have to go
to Atlanta where the players play. Can you wait to can't wait to see Russ on the Titantron at Mercedes-Benz trying to start the swag surf.
Oh man, if Russ, hey, you know what they gonna do? He gonna go to Atlanta. And when he start hearing Future before games, that's when you know.
Also another thing, right? His wife is Princess, right? Sierra. And correct me if I'm wrong. She from Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Welcome to Atlanta, Russ. And let me tell you, he's already not the people's champ. They need to find a way to get a little baby on this side or something. Cause it's 3-1. It's 3-1.
Never gonna happen. They're gonna
have to move the team to Cobb County. They're gonna have to play with the Braves play, dog. Cause I don't know. That thing can fall. You ever been to a Falcons game in Atlanta?
Mm-mm.
Hey, dog, they playing bangers all day in there. Like, they having brunch, okay? They have clearly marketed this team towards a demographic of people who would not like Russell Wilson. They got Samuel L. Jackson and Jermaine Dupri and Ludacris in the intro video. I was like, it's crazy. This is nuts. This is nuts. Okay.
Oh man.
Yes. Yeah. They bring out what's his name? Pastor Troy. They just be bringing out Pastor Troy. Yes.
Oh, I need to go to a game.
Yes. You just be at the game like, ladies and gentlemen, in the South End Zone, Pastor Troy. Yeah. Whole stadium will go crazy for Pastor Troy. And he ain't do nothing but hold up the belt and walk off. Okay.
That's all he need to do.
Yep.
That's all he need to do.
Yep. Yep.
Ooh, Russ,
They
don't
about to
do
have
it.
Russ play.
Russ, don't do it. Don't do it, Russ. Don't do it. Don't do it, Russ.
I will go to the games, dog. I need
do
this
it,
like
Russ.
I need air. Okay.
It's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go, brother. It's not gonna go that way.
He gonna be in it like, you know, Russ gonna try to act like it's home too.
Don't do
He
that.
gonna try to act like it's home. Oh yeah, you know, well my wifey from here. He gonna start saying wife. He gonna start trying to call people his twin. Like that's my twin in them.
Hold on. We got a super chat from Professor Chaos. Oh, the problem with Russell Wilson is well, we got two actually.
The most
It's
dead
most-
cap eaten 2 times the most. And then what do you say?
The problem with Russell Wilson is he only wears medium teeth.
He a 205-pound man that has medium energy. It's not good, man. Like,
Hey, no, Adam had a great one. He said the Falcons fan demographic is the same as the demographic that was mad at the game.
oh,
Correct. You are correct, sir.
Yes. And you go to a game. Oh, yeah. Yes. 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 They sell ribs at the stadium.
They sell ribs at the stadium?
Yeah, brisket. Real? They got real barbecue and a Chick-fil-A.
I'm vegan. I don't know why I'm acting like. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm eating. that is crazy.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. They get 30,000 people to show up for the HBCU championship game every year. This is not this demographic that Russ wants. Like, you imagine Russ trying to do a step show?
Listen, man, most of my family's from Georgia. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're going to be saying,
"Oh, and that's the thing.
Worst of the worst things."
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. Here's what people don't understand about Georgia that I've come to understand by living here. Russ not gonna fly in Atlanta for sure, right? But he has a better chance of flying in Atlanta than he does in Georgia. Because like, black or white or anything else in Georgia, a man who don't let you call him and make you call his people to call him.
He think what? So he said I gotta call his people to call. Oh, that's what he think. That's what he think he can do. Okay.
Russ shake your hand and put on hand sanitizer afterwards in front of you. Like that ain't nobody who Georgia gonna like. Like that's the thing. Look, it ain't that different. Like the demographics between what we talking about, the people not liking the chain pool, and what we think of when we think of Georgia, they all appreciate this. They're both mad at the Cavs. Okay. like
oh man,
that's why I'm like, if he gonna have a rough time in Atlanta, he definitely gonna have a rough time with the Georgia fans. Like, they not about to go for none of that either. Like,
it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go, my brother. I'm telling you.
Nope. He better go to Georgia Tech and just be like, hey, y'all, remember me? I was in the ACC. Like, that's the only way. That's the only pocket of people he could get in Georgia, in the state of Georgia is the campus of Georgia Tech. Like, that's it. And even then, I don't know. Okay? That man has the toxicity of like a 12-term politician. Like don't nobody like him. He's the Hillary Clinton of football, man. Like
the Hillary. You know what? I hate how accurate that is. I hate
like people feel the same way about Russ as they feel about Hillary. I guess we got to. Like
I guess if we got to. Hey, Please go to Pittsburgh, Russ. Please go to Pittsburgh. Please. Please go to the Steelers.
Ain't nobody excited about that.
I would be.
No, I'm saying like ain't nobody excited about getting Russ. Like ain't nobody putting up no billboard. Russ, come here. No, dog. No.
Oh my God. If he went to the Steelers, I would be so happy.
Dude,
bro.
if him and Deshaun Watson hit the open market today, Deshaun Watson would have a team much faster than Russ. Like that is how much people don't. They just don't. He's more toxic than Deshaun Watson, and not just a little bit more toxic. Significantly more toxic to teams than Deshaun Watson. Who's like, forget everything else off the field. This dude played 11 games in 2 years, and you are still more toxic than this dude. Like, he's played 11 games since the pandemic. 11 games. And people like, nah, we'd rather take our chances. Like, and like, I'm gonna be honest with you. 1,000% not even hesitating. Yeah, I'd rather take my chances with Deshaun. Much rather take my chances with Deshaun. Than Russ?
If you heard people talk about Russ, you would take Deshaun for Russ. You would.
Nah, because look, you don't got to sell your locker room on Deshaun.
As crazy as that sounds.
You got to stop a coup. Okay, if you bring in Russ.
As crazy as it sounds.
The team that brings in Russ, they're going to get rid of. Look, Pittsburgh bring in Russ, they're going to get rid of Cam Hayward. They're going to have to trade George Pickens because he's going to kill that man. Okay.
Oh my. You want to talk about fighting locker room?
You talk about coups. Look, and George Pickens going to be in that locker room sound like Malcolm X. He going to be talking about we need to.
He ain't even try to start a coup. He's like, I'm just going to fight him.
No, he's talking about we need our own. Okay. We need our own team. Okay.
You know George Pickens is gonna be the first one to be like, hey bro, I'm about to slap the shit out of Buddy.
George Pickens will be outside of the Steelers locker room handing out pamphlets to the revolution. Okay. Like
Ooh. You know it's gonna be bad when they campaigning for Kenny again. They're like, hey, bring Kenny back. At least we like him.
It'd be a bunch of dudes in bow ties standing behind Kenny Pickett. Like, we need to reinstate him. Okay.
Bow ties is crazy.
That's how much they don't like Russ. Okay.
Bow ties is insane, bro.
Just be standing real tall and strong. Yeah. He ain't get a shot. Okay. That's how much they don't like him. That's how much they don't like him.
Hold on, Ray Rags.
I can't explain it.
Ray Rags super chat. Gotta see what our guy's talking about. I don't know if you talked about it yet, but the Steelers sticking with Pickett or Mason just shows they are in a state where they don't want to admit they are wrong on Kenny. I mean, yeah. What are you gonna do? What else can you do? The fact that they're not trying to the fact that they're not actively trying to get a new quarterback in there is crazy. That's insane.
Hey, to be fair to Pittsburgh, what the fuck they supposed to do? Like, what's the good move for them? Because I don't think trading for Justin Fields is a great move. Like, it's doing something. Like, of all the things that you have to do, that is something. That's the best move. But I mean, you didn't stink enough to get JJ McCarthy. Like, when you talk about bringing in Bo Nix, it's basically Kenny Pickett. Like,
they don't have any options. They're stuck. They're in purgatory. That's where they are. They're never going to be bad. They're never going to be bad enough to get the players they need. And they're never going to be good enough to actually win a championship. They're literally stuck in the middle.
This is why I say, don't ever draft a quarterback in the 20s. Never works. Never works. Hey, you might sneak around to get somebody people let fall to the second round like Lamar Jackson, but that's once in a blue moon. But you draft that quarterback in the 20s that you kind of want, nah, ain't going to work. Look at all them dudes. Look at all them dudes drafted in the 20s. You know that work. You know got drafted in the 20s? Paxton Lynch. You know got drafted in Brandon Whedon. Johnny Manziel. Don't draft these dudes into Brady Quinn.
We just naming Browns quarterbacks.
Because we kept drafting dudes in the 20s. They're literally doing what the Browns used to do. But people have not caught up to it because it's the Steelers. I'm like, I know that game, dog. They stuck. They drafted the quarterback in the 20s instead of being able to draft the quarterback last year or this year. Now they stuck with the dude. They gotta give him another year. And then worst thing that can happen is he kind of plays decent and you think that you gotta extend his shit, and you end up in the Daniel Jones situation. If you ever have to say this to yourself in the draft process, you just shouldn't draft that quarterback in the first 2 rounds. Well, he could be like Kirk Cousins.
4th round pick, 3rd round pick.
Because you know what Kirk Cousins was? Okay.
4th round pick.
Yeah. You know who they drafted first? RG3. Okay. I don't understand why people, if you catch yourself saying to yourself, well, he might be like a very average quarterback, essentially. Why the fuck are you drafting that dude in the 1st round? Like, you think the best he could be is average. You can take a chance on average in the 4th round and not be tied to it. Like, it's stupid. It's dumb. But hey, they learned these mistakes that we painfully learned for the last 20 years. And I just hope they do some shit like sign Jeff Garcia. I mean Russell Wilson. Because that's how we ended up with Ben on the Steelers. Remember that? We don't need a quarterback. We got Jeff. That's going to be it on that very depressing note. Of QnColb. Shout out to my warehouse homies. Somebody said they got me laughing like the Joker trying to move these pallets up and down his warehouse. Appreciate you. Shout out to Russ, man. He took a beating in this one. Not gonna lie.
Don't shout out that
he took a beating.
Don't shout out that man after we've been slandering.
This was the roast of Russell Wilson. Honestly, the Cavs and Russell Wilson, I don't know who took a worse beat down in this one.
I mean, the Cavs was warranted. At least they kind of earned it. We were just.
You know what? It's different. Like, we don't respect Russ. We're just frustrated with the Cavs right now. Like, we just wish that they would show us a little bit more than they've been showing us.
It came from a place of love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like there was a play. Like, I'm still gonna watch.
I might not watch tonight because they about to play the Celtics and they.
But Russ.
Oh no, we just clowning.
Yeah, nah.
No,
there's no love in that. There's no love in that.
that.
I'm willing to spend probably about $500 of my own money just to watch that fail in the city of Atlanta.
Hey, Professor Chaos said Russ should join the Cavs. Maybe it'll piss them off and make them want to.
Might be. Hey,
whatever works.
Might be.
Whatever works.
I'm like, sometimes people compare Tua to Russ. And I'm like, nah, Tua, they like Tua. Like, Tua willing to fight over some things, like over his squad. Like, I bet Tua really don't like being compared to Russ.
Not
like,
really.
He strikes me as somebody who like goes out of his way to make sure you don't think of me like that dude. Right? Because remember that one time somebody was talking crazy about him and he stepped. Yeah, that was y'all not about to do me like y'all did him. Okay. This is the lie. Okay. So shout out to Tua, man.
Yeah, we can shout out to it. Oh yeah, shout out to all the gym workers, all the people who work in the gym. Shout out my guy Caleb at Planet Fitness. He was cool. When he came up to me, he was cool. I appreciate that. If you see us in the street,
hey, look, man, shout out to the gym employees because there is nobody who watches more television on their job than gym employees. Like, I'll be catching.
We appreciate it. Okay, we appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, y'all go up there every once in a while. You take a break from your TV show and wipe down a couple of things of equipment, like, and then get back to your real job, which is watching that phone.
Yeah, if you see me and Q in the street, say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Say what's up. Say hi. Say you fuck with us. Tell us what you think. Tell us what we could do better. If you want to argue with us about
no. Do not come up to me on the street in my free time and give me criticisms. Get the fuck out of my face. I am off work. What are you talking about?
We need the
give me the criticisms in the comment section or during the live chat.
You know what I'm saying?
No. You try to be out for dinner and have somebody be like, "Yeah, man, I just think you need to get a better camera system." Like, you really try to hear those criticisms.
And I'll be like, you know what? You might be right.
Nah. I am not. Okay, Cole, Mike, I am not. Do not come to me. Okay.
That means you should definitely do it to Q.
Write me an email. Write me an email. Tweet it to me. Say I'm not at work. Okay. I am. If you see me out, I am clearly not at work. Why are you asking me about my work? Okay. Like, I'll chop it up with you for a little bit and talk some football, talk some sports, for a little bit. But you're not about to have me in front of my girl taking criticism? What are you talking about?
Now, you notice how I said I never said your girl was there. I never said your girl was there.
If I'm out, I'm with my girl. I'm not about to just be out by myself.
You'll be out by yourself. You don't just go out and just do stuff.
Dog, either I'm working or I'm with my girl. I just do two things. Okay. This channel is a 24-hour job. Okay. Like these YouTube videos don't make themselves, So I spend my free time with my lady. Okay.
I do. I spend most of my free time, or I'm playing Helldivers because I love Helldivers.
Yeah. Look, I'm not playing a video game. If I'm by myself, I'm just playing a video game. What the fuck I need to be out in the elements by myself for? I done did that. That was my early 20s. I done did that. Okay. Like, I'm good. I used to go to buffets alone, like just because I don't like people that much. I'm good on that, dog. Like,
I'm glad we can also share the fact that we don't like people that much.
Yeah. So definitely, like, look, I appreciate it. Come on down, give me that dap, give me the pile, tell me about but like, do not come out here and try to give me a performance review. Okay, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, I appreciate constructive criticism, but we got 2 super chats.
I do too, in the right form, like in the right place.
Hold on, Big Kev 9539. Kirk isn't average. Trevor Lawrence is so far.
We just getting shit off now.
Hey man, I feel like Kirk's I'd say Kirk's above average.
No, Kirk's average because he's consistently like the same level of play, which is average. Trevor Lawrence is average simply because of mathematics. Like, he'll have a great game, a bad game, and it averages out the average. But Kirk is like consistently like, yeah, that's a 75% right there. Like it don't really vary. Like, his mode is 75. I don't know what Trevor Lawrence's most often like performance is. It could be anywhere, right? I think that's the difference.
Hold on, Ray Rags. Kirk Cousins is 24 all time in passing yards. Not every random QB in the draft can be that consistent for that long. Fair.
Hey, man, fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
And thinking you're going to get Kirk Cousins out of Kenny Pickett is ridiculous. I want to reiterate that, right? But if that's who you have to go to say that that's who this guy could be, he ain't even Kirk. Okay, like, you got to aim higher than that to get to Kirk. Like, I'm sure Kirk wasn't aiming to be Kirk. Like,
you got to aim significantly higher than that to get to Kirk. Kenny sucks.
Yeah, you aim at Kirk Cousins, you end up at Daniel Jones. Okay, like that's where you end up at, and you lucky if you get Daniel Jones.
Man, oh, Professor Chaos said Terra Miz or top. Have you played Helldivers 2 yet?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The video game Helldivers 2. Have you played it?
No.
Man, Q. That's the craziest.
This one, Helldivers 1.
Yeah, there was a Helldivers 1.
What kind of game is it?
It's like a multiplayer, like third person, like shooter, and it's so fun, dog. It's so fun. Professor Chaos, Terminids, by the way, because the automatons. I did the robots. I fought the robots for the first time yesterday. I was getting rocked, dog. It was ridiculous.
I gotta get more hip onto the new games because I just be playing like whatever game. Like, me and my friends go through the PlayStation catalog. Me and my college buddies, we go through the PlayStation catalog and we pick a co-op zombie game and we play that shit. We are at World War Z right now.
No, you got to get Helldivers. That shit is fun, bro. It's fun.
Yeah, I just bought an Oculus, so my gaming budget is tapped for the next 3 months.
You know what's crazy though? It's only $40, which at this point, at this particularly, it's $40. You can swing that. You can swing $40.
I probably should not be buying more games, man. Like I'm barely playing the games I bought. I bought Lego Star Wars, the complete saga. I haven't touched it. Like, my back catalog is disgusted right now. Like,
I still gotta get the new Final Fantasy 7 too. Then David, man.
I haven't even. I bought Cyberpunk because I got it on sale when like everybody hated it for like $10 for like Xbox, and I'm just never gonna play it because one, it's on my Xbox, and I have not played my Xbox in months.
You got an Xbox and a PlayStation?
Yeah, it was the pandemic. So it was the pandemic. I wanted to get a next gen system, and you could get the Xbox first. So I got the Xbox, and then I waited, got that PlayStation, and I played my PlayStation.
yeah. I would have told you. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Just get the PS5.
Well, the thing is, all my friends are on play. Like, I got no problems with the Xbox. I think it's cool. Like, quick resume's really good, but ain't none of my friends on Xbox.
No, all my homies got PS5s. Yeah.
Yep. And now all my games on PlayStation, it's a wrap. They got me.
Yeah, bro. Hey, if you get Helldivers, we gotta run. If you get Helldivers, if you decide to buy it, we gotta run because it's fun, dog. It's so fun. It's fun. Oh, we got what? Mike Watt, super chat. Hold on, real quick. Andrew Filipponi is begging for Russ to come to. Yeah. That's how you know. How you know how that's gonna work out.
I like what Andrew's doing because he clearly like it's a strategy. He's gonna put something out like that, right? So somebody screen caps that. And then in October, he's gonna say, man, we need to fire Russ. And then somebody's gonna be like the duality of man on a tweet, and then he's gonna go viral again. He does this on purpose. I swear to God, he does.
He got it down to a science. He really does.
Yeah, he does. He doing this shit on purpose. Like, I don't usually say that about people because I like to assume that people are trying to come from like a genuine point of view. Nah, man, that man clearly setting this up. But that's gonna be my camera's like, it's time, dog. All right, that's it for QnColb. Y'all have a good one. Peace.